Governor Lamont and the state's acting education commissioner visiting Windsor Locks High School Tuesday morning to discuss the progress being made in allowing for access to in-person learning throughout Connecticut.
And I want you to talk about what do you think these posters are saying.
Governor Lamont and Connecticut's acting education commissioner Charlene Russell Tucker are seeing firsthand the new reality students and staff are facing in schools across the state.
Reinstilling the hope in the nation for what is going to happen. Very similar to what is happening right now.
A reality that includes masks, dividers around desks, and Chromebooks.
One model doesn't fit all. You can't compare every single district to one another. You can't compare an elementary to a high school. And we have had the flexibility to create what works best here.
Governor Lamont now encouraging more students to make the move back into their school buildings, pointing out the safety measures districts are taking.
I saw how seriously people took the protocols. I saw how careful you were about cleaning.
The governor also highlighting the federal support schools are receiving.
We work with all the superintendents and principals to make some really key investments, so we're a lot stronger and better for this.
And educators and school staff highlighting the role of vaccines in getting school life back to normal.
A huge weight was lifted off of them to see the difference in their teaching styles, their feelings, the way that they just were reinvigorated into their teaching styles. It really gave them a new sense of compassion and dedication to the classrooms.
As the school year winds down, the focus now turning to summer programming.
Right now we're working very closely with OEC and the department to think about how do we leverage funding and so that we can have as many students, of course, participating in summer camps as possible.
Reporting in Windsor Locks, Angelo Buffaro, Fox 61 News.
Angelo.